What is going on, guys? It is Lali2SX here, and this is episode 7 of my Master League Online series. As you can tell from the title of this video, it's not going to be a great episode, and all the way through the video you'll see why. So you can see I get off to a good start, but then watch this equaliser. As soon as he plays this pass into the middle, I knew what he's going to do, so I got Giacomo and I looked to cut out that through ball over the top, but as soon as he plays that pass, it just stops me from being Giacomo, which stops any pressure on the striker. For, I could have probably won that header, but it stops any sort of pressure going on to him, and he gets a good finish, and the keeper could only tip it into the back of the net. Now, I'm not going to lie and say this match was laggy and unplayable just because I lost. I'm going to say that in the first half it was pretty fine, to be honest. You can see we both got chances. The halftime stats would tell you that we both enjoyed a bit of the ball and both had a few chances. I'm showing you that we both had a few chances as well. But then in the second half you'll see some daft things happen, and then the stats in the halftime will tell you that we both struggled to get to grips with the connection. And look, this is the only real thing that happened in the second half, and even then, it was, like I said, this match was just getting really retardedly stupid. Three defenders there just made a mess of it, and then he gets the ball out wide to Van Boerak, and he has a good striking goal which makes it 2-1. And as I said, the half-time stats and the full-time stats will tell you that there's probably been only 2 or 3 strikes in the whole of that half. So yeah, it was a pretty poor way to throw away a lot of points. But then we go into the second match of this episode, and it doesn't really get much better. Like the first match, it was okay to start off with, but then as time went on, it just started to get a bit laggy, a bit stupid when it came to, just certain things happening on the pitch. And then a little bit of button lag came in. Well, actually no, I wouldn't say a little bit of button lag. I think a lot of button lag came in this match right towards the end. You'll be able to tell because anyone that's seen me in my previous episodes will know I'm not that bad of a defender, and you'll just see that, why am I running way past the attacker? Well, that was button lag, and you'll see it towards the end of this match. In the first half there was only like 2 decent chances. They both came from me, and I forced 2 good saves from the keeper. But then here you'll start to see like the daft things start to happen. I play it to Makovsky, he just ignores the ball, then it just breaks, and then Lolo gets sucked to the ball, and then my keeper makes a good save. But then here you'll see that I headed the ball to Miram, and then look how late these challenges come from Lolo, and then it just wouldn't let me switch to the correct player in time. By the time I switched to one player, I was changing direction to switch to another, and then it just had a knock-on effect. And then here look at Makovsky, he just decides to turn like 3 seconds after I've changed my mind, like not changed my mind but changed the direction, and then obviously when it's that bad you cannot do anything, and he just finishes the game off and makes it 2-0. And look at the possession stats from half time to here. You can just tell I was really struggling in the second half just to get anything going, and it wasn't because of the guy was superior to me, it was just the fact that the connection got that damn bad. Now we go into the third match of this episode, and right from the word go it just did not feel right. I know I got off to a good start, but something about this match right from the word go just did not feel right. Even though I scored, I thought this defender that was in front of him could have done better to prevent the shot. It's a good strike, and I'm not saying the keeper was at fault there, but it just did not. It's hard to explain why it didn't feel right. And then as the match went on, I could see why it wasn't going to feel right. I was forced to go save from the keeper there, but I don't know why Hollygu here took an extra touch, and then you can see a bit of lag there as he went for the follow-up, but it gave the keeper a chance to get back into it. And then here you can see he did a nice turn, a great pass, and a great finish to make it 1-1. But then look at the half-time stats. Look at that, it says that he's not had a shot on target. We just seen him score what was a brilliant goal, to be fair. I'm not going to say it wasn't a good goal. Everything about that goal was good, to be honest. But then here Moore just decides to run past the ball. Like I said to you, it's hard to explain why this match didn't feel right. It wasn't like laggy, and it didn't feel like there was a lot of button lag, to be honest. It's just one of those matches where you just can't explain why it didn't feel right. But yeah, his keeper was making save after save. We both got the same goalkeeper, and my goalkeeper was on top form. Well, I say he was on top form. His condition was like his arrow was red and he's facing up. But yeah, as you can see, Al-Magawi just decided to ignore my command there of not even putting a header in, and then right there my keeper lets in what is a really, well, I think that was a really soft goal, especially when you compare it to some of the saves this guy's keeper's made. And then again, for some reason he decides to take a touch rather than shoot. So surprise surprise, he had 2 shots on goal and he gets 2 goals, and he wins the match. So that ends the third match in disappointment, because it was hard to pin why it was so bad, but it was a bad match. But now we go into a match which shows failing on a whole new level. First of all, you can see how laggy it was, and it was that laggy throughout the whole damn match. Such a horrible experience to play, but you just seen me score, and look what it says in the top left corner. I know it's no biggie, but still, Konami finds these stupid ways of failing, and no matter how big the failure is, Konami will find it. If it's a small failure, Konami will find it. If it's a big one, Konami will easily find it. I've got some words I want to say about what Konami have done with PES 2014, but before I do that I just want to quickly show you the horrific ending to this match. And after I score this third goal, what happens is the opposition player wants to make a substitution, but when he does that, when we get back into the game, you'll see the loading screen, and just keep an eye out in the top right corner, because obviously after about 5 seconds I thought this is taking too long. So I started monitoring how long it was taking, and look, started off at 49, and then I was going in and out of it trying to hope the connection will come back. And then after about 5 minutes I just thought, you know what, the match isn't going to end in a this match has become void because the connection's got that bad. So I just got sick and tired of waiting. I clicked sign out, and then when I did that I knew I lost the match, and it was really frustrating because I had already lost 3 matches and I was just looking to turn things around. Finally did it on such a crap connection, but then I had to disconnect from this one match, and suddenly my courtesy rating has gone down to a B. How can Konami release a game in the year 2013 that when you're playing online feels like you're playing on a really bad dial-up connection? I expected offline to need a few tweaks here and there, but online, oh my god. How on earth have they managed to go from PES 2013, which weren't exactly the best servers, but was playable, and then go to PES 2014 where you're just taking steps backwards? Only Konami can manage to pull that sort of stuff off, where instead of moving forward, somehow you manage to take about 3 steps back, and the online at times is atrocious. It's ridiculous. Can you imagine EA releasing a game, well, not just a game, just imagine them releasing FIFA, because they released Battlefield, which has really good servers as well, but just imagine them releasing FIFA 14 where the Ultimate Team is just so unplayable and people are complaining about it. The biggest complaint that FIFA fans have is the fact that the offline doesn't get improved as much. You know why the offline doesn't get improved as much? Because EA know online is where most of the action happens. When there's a problem in Ultimate Team, what happens? Within about a week or two, EA have got a fix and they've sorted it out. Here we are playing PES and waiting 2 months for the online to become playable. It's a complete joke. Can you imagine going to a car dealership and buying it? Like I said, I went to Audi and I went and bought an Audi R8, and they said to me, look, you can buy this car now. Gears 5 and 6 won't work properly. They will work from time to time, but when they do work, they won't even work to their best, so you won't be getting the full revs and you won't be getting the full performance of your car, but you can still enjoy the first 4 gears. And then after 2 months we'll send an engineer down that will hopefully fix it. We can't guarantee that he will fix it, but hopefully we will send one down in 2 months after you've bought the car, and then we'll see how things go from there. You just wouldn't accept that from an Audi dealership, so why should we accept it from Konami when they're releasing games at this standard? It just isn't on. There's a reason why Konami are playing catch up to EA, and it's not just because the fact that people prefer FIFA's gameplay over Konami. The services that EA offer and at the level they do is quite incredible, to be honest. And I'm a Konami fan, well, not Konami fan, I'm a PES fan, but you just have to admit it when the competition has better services. Let me give you an example. Konami put in Become a Legend I think about 4 or 5 years ago, and since then it's not seen any real improvements. It's had a few tweaks here and there in the career path of that Become a Legend, but it's nothing that makes you think, wow, I need to play it again. And other people that didn't like it in the first place, it's not gave them a reason to have a second look at it, and it's only took them all this time to finally put in 11 versus 11. But EA on the other hand, they put in Become a Pro, and within I think a year or two they had it going 11 versus 11. And that was what made me actually want to buy FIFA and try it out, and I did try it out, but then the way that game played, it was all about speed, and then I returned it. But I did not get rid of it for the fact that EA made my decision for me. They allowed me to enjoy the experience as much as they could and make my own choice, and it just wasn't my cup of tea the way that game played, but at least they gave me the choice and they gave me a good experience of playing the online side. Is that too much to ask for from Konami in this day and age? Because if it is, then they are way out of their depth. Look at Grand Theft Auto 5. I knew there was going to be problems on October the 1st when 10 million people were going to try logging in at the same time to access GTA 5 online. But the sad truth is, I knew Rockstar were going to fix them servers and their problems well before Konami were going to fix PES's problems. And that's a sad truth, to be honest. But guys, that's the end of this video, and I want to know what you guys think of what Konami have done with PES 2014 so far. Let me know in the comment section. If you agree with what I've said, then give it a thumbs up. It's a shame because underneath these flaws there's a beautiful game waiting to be played. But yeah, I need to start speaking from the heart now, and I just need to end this video. So guys, if you want to see more, remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching guys.